recording, and today we'll continue chapter 13, lesson 5 and 6. It is like to sum up some points in punctuation, okay, especially the comma, the long story of comma. Let's share it here. This is the chapter, and after we finish today, I'll send you the chapter with all the answers. We start by page 249, which is lesson 5. And lesson 5 has just some, we can say it's tips and tricks here. So he says to you, use a comma to set off well, yes, no, first, second, next. The first, second, next are transitional words. They're called transitional words. Even in essays we call it transitional words. And so well, yes and no, it is in when you are answering a question by yes or no question. When you were young, you used to answer yes, comma, and you say the answer. So first, comma, ring the doorbell. Well, comma, I did. Next, comma, knock on the door, and okay. And the adjectives that comes at the beginning of the sentence. What is an adjective comes at the beginning of the sentence? Participle. You know that when I start with participial phrase, I add a comma, exhausted of too much work, comma, Jane forgot her key outside the house. So participial phrase. So sometimes I do not take a participial phrase, I only take the participle. Participle is only one word, the adjective or the adverb. So frustrated, comma, Pedro walked back to the house and left a note for Carl. Okay, or frustrated also, comma, or exhausted, comma, Jane forgot her key outside the home. And sometimes we can start by adverb, okay? Quickly, comma, she ran to her husband to take the second key of home. So when I start with a word, a transitional word, comma, adjective, comma, adverb, comma, prepositional phrase, comma, participial phrase, comma, dependent clause, comma. Use the comma to separate in the date. Separate date and year, but not to separate a month and a date, or month and year. It means that date and year only we have to separate them by a comma. You don't need a comma after a year. Okay, no comma is needed when a span from one year to another year is specified. I first visited Berlin on July 24. July month, 24 date, comma, year. Separate the year. I visited the Berlin Wall on July 25. On July 25, I do not add commas because there is no year here. The Berlin Wall came down a year later. Comma. In October 1989. In October 1989, he separated the whole date between here. You need a comma after a year because I need a comma after a year. Okay? The Cold War lasted from 1945 until 1989. No commas needed from here to there. From a year to another, no need is needed. No commas needed. Of course. Look here, he says, what to you? Berlin is a great capital city. And you know Berlin, of course, because we took Berlin speech at Berlin Wall. Use commas to separate smaller parts from larger parts of plays or other literary works. In Act 3, a play for Shakespeare, Romeo and Juliet. How can I separate it? Act 3. Act is the part of the play, comma, scene 2. The president meets the queen. In Act 3, comma, scene 2, comma. Use commas following the greetings and closing of a friendly letter. And after the closing of a business letter, dear Letitia, comma, dear Linda, comma, dear Uncle Harry, comma. At the end, at closing, best regards, comma. Sincerely, comma. Your friend, comma. With love, comma. Use commas to set off direct quotation, but not indirect quotation. What is direct quotation, indirect quotation? Direct quotation is when I take exact words that the speaker has said. So my mom said, quotation mark. Go to sleep now. I close the quotation mark. So to separate the quotation from the my mom said, I have to add comma. Mom said, comma, go to your bed. So Josie repeated, comma, our assignment is to research the code word, dot, close the quotation mark. Here to separate. My mom added, comma, go to sleep right now. Escape over the Berlin Wall could be fatal. William explained. Look, instead of here, Josie repeated, here he brought it at the end. William explained, also separated by comma. But here the commas after repeated. The commas after repeated. Here the comma were inside the quotation mark. Inside the quotation mark. Rolf says that he has a small piece of a Berlin Wall. Quotation mark, you usually have a question about quotation of commas, sorry, not quotation mark, in commas in your SAT test or in any test. You find this, usually girls, no one comes and asks you, this is a phrase or this is a clause, but we take phrase and clause in order to know the punctuation and the end marks, the modifiers. So usually when you want to take a test in English, they ask you about the dangling modifiers, misplaced modifiers, run-on sentence, fragments, commas, punctuation, transitional words. These are the tricks, which is called mechanics and usage of grammar. So he doesn't come and ask you, is this a noun? So why, teacher, you give us a noun and verb all this year? Because in order to know where to add the comma, you have to know that this is after dependent clause. So you have to study what is dependent clause and you have to study what is a phrase. You understand me, girls? Are you here, grade 11, or am I talking
Yes,
too much?
teacher, we understand you.
We are here.
No, we are just fasting. We are just after the break. We have just woken up, teacher. Right. These are the excuses I've been hearing. Allah only knows if I'll keep teaching you next year or not.
Teacher, can you blame us?
I what, dear?
Can you blame us? It's Ramadan and we're fasting.
It is the first time ever to have school in Ramadan, right?
Yes.
Yes.
When I was your age, no, not your age, when I was in like grade 5, grade 6, we used to go to school in Ramadan, go even to school, wake up in the morning, and they made it, because it's Ramadan, so we start at 9. We usually start school at 8, but because it's Ramadan, we used to start school at 9. So we used to go to school at 9 and then leave at 1 p.m. So you are home and you are covered with your blankets. Of course, you feel sleepy. Okay.
Yes.
So no, dear, I can't blame you. Use comments to say you are spoiled. I can't blame you. You are spoiled. Saudi Arabia has spoiled you. People here, they go to school. Okay. Use comments to say thanks to Saudi Arabia, of course, for being spoiled in this. The one is not used for all that pressure and work in Ramadan. So I am also satisfied for ending school early, by the way. Not only you, not only students are happy, teachers are happy too. Anyway, use comments to set off tag question. What is tag question? It comes at the end. Rolf was born in East Berlin, wasn't he? Didn't I? I like sauerkraut with sausage. Don't you? So this is a tag question. What is tag question? Tag question is when you tagging a person in order to get an answer of him. So I'll give you 2 minutes in order to solve the second page. Okay, 250. Quickly, guys, only the first exercise. And it's easy. Circle the letter of the correct answer for each question. Okay, and it is kind of close to sad. Yalla, girls, do your best.
Miss,
Yes, dear.
Just one sentence, or it can be more than one sentence?
In number 3, there is more than one sentence. In number 1, there is more. Circle all. Yes, circle the letter of all. So when it is of all, so it means that there is more than one correct answer. Okay. Question number 1. Girls, who can answer it? Okay. Yes, Noor, please.
Which of the following sentences is not punctuated correctly? A. Mrs. Rosa
Yes.
carries.
Why?
Because there should be a comma.
Where? There
After
should
Mrs.
be
Rosa.
a dot after D.
After D.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. What else?
And D. First run to the store. There should be a comma after first.
There should what? He is
A
gone
comma
to what?
after first.
A comma after what?
First.
There is no. D. I thought you told. Yeah. Yes. There should be comma after first. And there's another one. B is also correct, punctuated incorrectly. B. Why it is this one that we've just said. This one here. Tag question, and at the end, it should be preceded by a comma. Hey, Noor.
Yes.
After
lunch. After
Yes.
lunch, there's a comma.
Yes. After lunch. Excellent. Number 2, Dima.
Yes, teacher. Can you give me a moment?
Number 3, who can answer 3? Who can answer 3? Huda, Judy, Lojain, Mariam, Nancy. Anyone? Where are you girls? Maya, Linda, Bedour, Mariam Shagdali.
Teacher, I'm done. Can I answer too?
Okay, Dima, number 2.
2, it's choice B.
He wants what is punctuated correctly. B is punctuated correctly. Excellent, because no comma. I do not care if you are lost. And there is another one which is punctuated correctly.
Another one.
Let's see.
Wait, yes, Serena. Answer 3, yes, Serena. Dima, there is B is correct, and there is another one correct.
C.
I don't know how to get in NDU. No, because here I don't know how to get N, and it should be followed by comma. So it is not punctuated correctly.
Yes, can I answer 4?
Okay, Mai. هيا ديما read them, dear.
The last one is not correct, right?
Answer A. The first one is punctuated correctly.
Teacher, it doesn't sound right though.
Many consider the Middle Ages span the years 600 to 120, 1020 to 150. We do not add commas between from a year to another.
Okay.
Okay, 3, Maya, Serena, and then Maya 4. 3, Serena.
3, B is correct.
Yes, B is correct.
And D.
D, on July, 4, 1776, we separate month and day.
No. Yes, yes.
A is Thanksgiving is November 22. I do not separate it because I do not have a year. Excellent. Number 4, Maya.
Yes, miss. B.
August 1, comma, 2009.
Yes.
He says for a friendly line. Okay.
Is it correct?
B.
Yes, is it correct?
And then what else is correct?
A.
No, dear. In A, there is no commas, and there should be a comma to separate a year. So either B or C, because in D, May dot 13, comma 2012, no. So it is either B or C. Which one?
C.
C is correct. We don't. Okay, we add a comma after a year if we continue the sentence, not a dot.
Yes.
Okay, because here in a friendly line, if you go look in a friendly letter, sorry, here look at the second second here, we do not add dot here. We just leave it like this, March 12 and then a comma and then 2012. Dear Rachel, comma. Did mom or dad tell you about the state GST, comma, juniors? Okay, championship tour, question mark. Last week I was accepted on the tour from our high school, comma, along with Fran, comma, Carl, comma, and Floyd, because here I have more than 2 in a list. Victor asked, here a quotation, dear, a quotation, comma, they will let girls play golf, comma, tag question, because this is the tag question, one day, question mark at the end. I told him, comma, okay, no, not comma. Why? Because it's not a direct quotation. I told him that directly, so cross this comma. I told him that I'm the first girl on the tour, comma, but, because it is but to combine 2 independent clauses, but not the last. Here it is phrases, not clauses. Not first girl on the tour, comma, but not the last. The event begins on June 7 and goes through June 12, comma, but I, here independent clauses, I won't be on the course until June, dot. Oh, by the way, comma, here it is, by the way, as we said, parenthetical expressions or transitional words, or here it's, by the way, is prepositional phrase, comma, I did read, or act 3, comma, scene 2 of Shakespeare, comma, okay, because here act 3, comma, scene 2, comma, of Shakespeare's King Lear. As you commented, dot, I can't believe that the poor guy can't figure out what's up with his daughters, comma, can you, tag question, ends with a question mark. To read that kind of terrific play makes me excited about college. Do you have tips to help me do well on the ever populated verbal SAT, question mark. We all miss you, dot, hope you can make it to the JCT, dot, your loving sister, comma, Erin. Okay, then we move to the last lesson, correcting run-on sentence. What is a run-on sentence, teacher? Run-on sentence is a sentence that has been punctuated incorrectly. Okay, punctuated incorrectly. We took it before in chapter 6, as I say to you. To correct a run-on sentence, use the following strategies. We took this before, so that's why it is not considered to be a lesson. Add the ending punctuation mark and a capital letter to break up the run-on sentence. What is run-on sentence? A sentence that has been punctuated incorrectly. Here I have the dinosaurs and woolly mammoth once roamed Earth, comma, they are now extinct. I have 2 independent clauses here. When I have 2 independent clauses here, they cannot be joined by comma, so I have to break the comma and make it comma and, or break it and add a dot here. What is the first thing he do? He broke the sentence. He broke the sentence into 2 parts, 2 independent clauses. So dinosaurs and woolly mammoth once roamed Earth, dot, they are now extinct, dot. The number 2, the second way, is to add a conjunction. Dinosaurs became extinct millions of years ago, comma, the bald eagle nearly died out during our own lifetime. So here it is the same, 2 independent clauses, and they are joined by a comma, which is wrong. So dinosaurs became extinct millions of years ago, comma, but, because they are 2 independent clauses, comma, but The bald eagle nearly died out during our own lifetime. Dinosaurs became extinct millions of years ago, semicolon, because I can combine with a comma conjunction or a semicolon. This is the first lesson of the year. Semicolon, so it's comma but, or I add a semicolon. The bald eagle nearly died out during our own lifetime. Dinosaurs became extinct millions of years ago. Okay, semicolon. However, remember a conjunctive adverb, semicolon, however, comma, semicolon, however, comma. The bald eagle nearly died out during our own lifetime. Or turn on of the sentences into a dependent clause. I make one of these two independent clauses. I make one of it dependent clause. So I add what? While, when, however, while, when, although. Okay, so although dinosaurs became extinct millions of years ago, and I add a comma because when I start with dependent clause, I add a comma. The bald eagle nearly died out during our own lifetime. Then, to correct the sentence fragment, use these three strategies to add the missing subject. I have a fragment, so maybe I missed a subject, maybe I miss a verb. Add it. Add the missing subject, add the missing verb, or add both. Okay, so fragment is the bald eagle. Okay, a free spirit, high soaring and courageous. Corrected to Jefferson. Here he corrected it. How he corrected it? He added parts of the missing parts. So the bald eagle, a free spirit, high soaring and courageous, it misses the verb. So he added the to Jefferson, comma, the bald eagle was. So he added the verb. The bald eagle was a free spirit, high soaring and courageous. Number two, attach a fragment, the fragment to a complete sentence. I take this fragment and use it as a phrase or anything and add it to an independent sentence before or after it. The bald eagle is recovering from near extinction. The bald eagle is recovering from near extinction. No, make it only one. So the bald eagle is recovering from near extinction. Okay, number three, drop a subordinating conjunction. As I did here in the run-on sentence, I make it a subordinating clause, a dependent clause, because the bald eagle may come of the endangered species list. The bald eagle, I make it correct. The bald eagle may come of the endangered species list. I made it only one correct sentence. So let's start solving. I'll give you 2 minutes to think of the answers of page 252. Okay, in 252 we will answer exercise 11 only. Okay, because exercise 12 he wants you to combine them together.
Miss Nada, I want to tell you something.
Yes. Yes, Huda.
Miss, I missed the homeworks, the grammar homeworks. The four of them. Yes, all the four. I was no, I want to wake up and do them today. I didn't wake up. So can I send them email?
Yes, please, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I'll not give you more homeworks. That's it. That's enough.
Yes, okay.
As I promised. Thank you. And answer exercise 11, girls. All of you will be asked. Ahad, you'll start. Harira and Arwa. You 2 and 3, Arwa. Okay, Huda 4. Or no, Huda answered. Let's take.
Me, can I answer?
What? You're 22. 10 girls are absent today. Okay.
Can I answer, Miss?
Yes, Josie, of course.
Miss, what are we going to take in the second period?
Let's take the chapter review.
Okay.
Teacher, can you, when we're done, send us the answer key?
Of course, dear. I will send them. After I finish, I'll send you the grammar and the vocabulary. But let me check something. When does this finish? We still have.
For the whole chapter 13, please.
Yes, Judy?
If you can. The answer key to chapter 13.
I will send you the vocabulary and the grammar now. I will send now, you know, I will send now.
Okay.
While you solve. Okay, here is it. But here is unit 9 in vocabulary, and here is the inbox and punctuation. Girls, in vocabulary for unit, oh, here, I found it. I send you now the vocabulary. After the upload, I will send you the grammar. Let's solve exercise 11. So add number 1. Add is not here. Arwa.
Yes.
Number 1, Arwa, on page 252. Ahad or Arwa, something happened with her mic. Harir.
Yes.
Harir, number 1.
The Endangered Species Act began to list and protect animals and plants in 1973. It originally documented 170 species whose after 1973 will put a
Yes.
period, remove the comma, and then capitalize it.
Excellent, because they are combining 2 independent clauses. But I add comma?
No.
I add comma
No.
to separate 2
No.
independent clauses? What do I add here? To separate 2 independent clauses. Dot and capitalize it, or I add semicolon, or I add comma, any conjunction. Excellent, Hari. Okay, then we go to number 2. Judy.
So number 1, we comma, for example, we add on after 1973.
Comma what?
Comma and.
Comma and, yes. Or semicolon, or any way to combine 2 independent clauses. Okay, Judy, answer 2.
More and more animals and plant species are about to be erased from the list. What does this say about the way we protect our environment?
It is the same, 2 independent clauses that should be
Yes, 2
separated.
independent clauses, so we either combine them by a semicolon or a conjunction, comma conjunction.
Excellent. Okay, so we go to number 3. ليال. لين الحاج. ليال لين الحاج. لين مطر. Where are you? Linda?
Teacher, did you call me?
Yes, Lin. Answer 3, يا Lin. The 1972.
That's D.
Number 3, the 1972. Lin. Linda.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, يا Lin, but raise your voice, dear.
Yes, I'm doing this.
Okay, Linda. Anyone?
Number 3.
Mm-hmm.
1972 banning of the insecticide DDT helpful. Was helpful.
Excellent. Was helpful because it's a fragment. I don't have a verb. Excellent. D. Number 4. Lojay?
Yes. In 1962, in her classic book Silent Spring, Rachel Carson described the devastation DDT caused. She told us that DDT was killing off the bald eagle, our nation's symbol.
Yes.
I think there are multiple ways to correct this sentence.
Yes, tell me.
Can we separate, like end the sentence after caused?
Yes, end the sentence after caused and capitalize S for she. And then?
She told us that the DDT was killing off the bald eagle. Maybe we have to add something after bald eagle.
Excellent. Our nation symbol, because our nation symbol is an appositive for the eagle. So, comma, to separate the appositive from the noun. Excellent, Lojay. Malika? 5.
Yes, teacher. Look at the chart in exercise 12. It shows those species that are to be removed from the Endangered Species Act list.
Yes. Look at the chart in exercise 12. I add what?
Question mark?
Look at the chart in exercise 12.
A full stop.
Full stop, yes. And then I capitalized I for it.
Yes.
Excellent. Yes. Number 6, Mariam. Mariam. Maya? Nancy?
Yes, miss.
Maya, 80 Maya.
Okay. Miss,
Yes.
can you give me a hint?
Can you determine and then slash which states, or we combine them together? Can you determine which states have benefited from most from the efforts? At the end, I add what?
إنه miss, we can يعني make.
Can you? I start the sentence by saying can you. I end it with a dot.
No, we join 6 and 7. We just make can you determine and then question mark.
Can you determine which states have benefited most from the efforts, and I add a question mark at the end, right?
Yes, I delete the comma in between and then put question mark at the end.
Yes, yes. So girls, will stop here and we meet next period, okay?